Okay, so there's this massive deal happening right now, completely behind the scenes. And honestly, almost nobody outside the deep tech bubble is talking about it. But they really should be, because it might just be the single clearest signal we've ever seen about exactly where the future of software is literally heading. SpaceX, yeah, the rocket company, has actually offered to acquire an AI-powered coding assistant called Cursor. And they aren't just buying it, they're offering an absolutely jaw-dropping amount of money. The real mystery we need to solve today is, why is Elon Musk's rocket empire making what looks like the biggest software land grab in history?
$60 billion. Let's just, anchor our attention on this massive number for a second. This is not your standard software acquisition. For a tool that essentially helps write code, a $60 billion price tag is a staggering, frankly, almost unbelievable validation of what artificial intelligence is about to do to the software industry. It's basically a giant megaphone announcing that the future of technology has fundamentally shifted. Period.
Okay, let's dive into this explosive growth trajectory, because this timeline proves this tool is a massive market signal. Think about this. Exactly 1 year ago, Cursor was valued at $2.5 billion. Now that's a huge number on its own, right? But look at what happened over just 12 months. That valuation jumped to $9 billion, rocketed up to $29 billion, and now stands at this $60 billion offer from SpaceX. Guys, this isn't just organic growth. This is a desperate land grab for a piece of technology that is literally rewriting the rules of the game.
So what exactly are they buying for all that cash? Let's introduce the tool itself, Cursor. Now, you really got to understand that this isn't just a simple text editor, and it's definitely not just a basic chatbot where you type a question and get a little snippet of code. No, Cursor functions like a virtual senior engineer. It's a highly profitable system that truly understands an entire code base. And when I say highly profitable, I mean enterprises are paying for it to the tune of $6 billion in annual revenue. $6 billion!
Let's step up to the whiteboard here and break down exactly how this tech works, because the architecture, it's absolutely brilliant. It operates on a 7-step workflow. Step 1 is local indexing. It reads your entire project, but it's smart. It filters out all the irrelevant folders and only focuses on the actual source files. Step 2, treater parsing. Instead of looking at code just as dumb lines of text, it breaks files down into meaningful units, like functions and logical blocks, preserving the actual structure of the code. Then step 3 is fingerprinting. Every single file gets a unique hash. That means it only reprocesses the exact parts that changed, which keeps it incredibly fast, even on massive enterprise code bases. And step 4, semantic search. This is the real magic. It searches by intent, not just keywords. It converts code into meaning vectors, basically translating your code into concepts the AI actually understands. So it can find your authentication logic even if the specific word login never once appears in the file.
Building right on that foundation, we hit step 5, dependency tracing. Just like a veteran engineer, Cursor doesn't just find the code. It follows the chain of imports and function calls to map out how the whole system actually works together. Step 6 is focused prompting. It takes all of that incredibly rich context and compresses it into a super precise prompt for the AI model, making sure nothing gets lost in a bloated context window. And finally, step 7, the execution loop. It writes the code diff directly in your editor, applies it, reads any error messages, and iterates until it works. And the absolute craziest part, most of these tasks are completely done in under 30 seconds. It's wild.
This right here brilliantly illustrates the paradigm shift we're talking about. The old way, traditional development, that meant multiple manual steps, pulling your hair out hunting down bugs, and spending weeks of timeline just to push a single feature. But this new workflow is a compressed, AI-driven execution loop that finishes the job in under 30 seconds. It completely replicates how a senior engineer thinks about and modifies code, but at absolute lightning speed.
Which of course brings us back to the ultimate strategic question. Why does a rocket company want a coding tool? The headline number of $60 billion is striking, sure, but the strategic business logic underneath it, that is what really matters here. Why does Elon Musk's empire need to own this specific piece of software real estate?
Well, there are a few massive strategic reasons for this. First off, xAI, which is SpaceX's AI division, they need a product immediately. Right now, they're trying to compete against OpenAI's Copilot and Anthropic, and honestly, they're losing ground. Buying this tool gives them an instant, mature product packed with Fortune 500 customers without having to spend years building it from scratch. But also, look at the big financial picture here. SpaceX is prepping for a major IPO. If you add a $6 billion revenue AI platform with explosive growth to their books, it completely transforms SpaceX's IPO story. Suddenly, they aren't just a rocket company anymore, they're an AI platform that happens to launch rockets. That repositioning could easily add hundreds of billions to their market cap.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the ultimate secret lying in the AI tech stack itself. Think of it in 3 levels, kind of like a pyramid. Down at the bottom, you have the infrastructure, which is rapidly becoming commoditized. In the middle, you have the AI models themselves, which, again, are also becoming commoditized. But at the very top, you have the interface layer. This is the place where developers actually sit down and write software, and it is the critical control point. Think about it. Whoever owns the interface owns the workflows, they own the data generated by developers, and they own the absolute distribution channel for every single AI model underneath.
Seriously, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, remember this. The interface layer of software development is the most valuable real estate in technology right now. Cursor has already won that real estate with hundreds of thousands of developers. By buying them out, SpaceX would own the ultimate gateway through which developers access AI. It's brilliant.
But what does all this mean for you, especially if you're a non-technical founder or an entrepreneur watching this explainer? Well, this $60 billion offer is the ultimate validation. Tools like Cursor, Lovable, and Bolt are proving that AI can now build real, working software. That $60 billion represents proof at the highest possible level that AI-powered software building is no longer some futuristic concept. It's the new reality, and it's totally accessible to anyone.
But here is the massive plot twist. Cursor is extraordinarily good at building software, right? But notice what it misses. It absolutely does not validate if your idea has actual market demand. It doesn't generate your marketing copy or your ad creative. And it definitely doesn't acquire paying customers for you. It literally only checks one box: app building. That leaves 80% of the actual business entirely unhandled. Because of this massive gap, we're currently seeing the rise of what's known as the graveyard of AI-built apps. Yes, building a great application is now genuinely accessible to you. But this graveyard, it's full of technically excellent, perfectly coded products that absolutely nobody uses. Why? Because building the app was only 20% of the equation. The much harder part is everything that comes after the build.
So to truly succeed, we have to look at the end-to-end future. Imagine a connected platform that handles this entire journey, from AI idea validation before a single line of code is even written, straight through the build, the marketing generation, and customer acquisition, leading ultimately to recurring revenue. The real opportunity here lies in connected platforms that handle this entire journey from idea to paying customers rather than just from idea to code.
And the amazing thing is that end-to-end platform actually exists today. If you want to see this process in real time, there's a free live workshop every single Wednesday. You can watch the complete journey demonstrated live right in front of you. You can ask questions, see exactly how a non-technical founder uses this, the whole shebang. There's also a free trial if you want to test that out yourself. I highly encourage you to check out the links in the description below so you can see it in action.
Now, of course, we need to be totally clear about the reality of entrepreneurship here. Individual results absolutely vary. No platform or tool guarantees income. That's just a fact. Building a successful software business still requires your effort, your strategy, and your execution. AI is an incredible lever, for sure, but you still have to be the one pulling it. Which leaves us with this final, vital question. If AI can now build your app in 30 seconds, what's your strategy for everything that comes after the build? That right there is the real puzzle of the next decade of software. Think about it. See you in the next explainer.